Zendaya Coleman, like the Drakes and Chers before her, has the kind of star power that doesn't require a surname. This isn't something that happened yesterday. First and foremost, the actress-singer had to overcome the nearly insurmountable stigma that comes with being a Disney Channel star, which she did so deftly without cropping off her extensions or posing semi-naked in Vanity Fair like Miley Cyrus. Zendaya has never been involved in a drug scandal, even though she portrays a teenage drug addict on HBO. She was never charged with a DUI. There was never no nude photo controversies that caused her to lose contact with her mouse lord. Vogue described her as insanely normal, which could be part of the reason she was able to transition into more adult roles while simultaneously starring on Casey Undercover. Just because Zendaya made it out of the Disney Channel relatively undamaged doesn't mean she had an easy time doing it. She would have not become a different sort of Disney star, one who uses her voice for activism, rejects the brand's restricted image of adolescence, and even penned her memoir if it weren't for her relentless pushback on the network famed for enforcing harsh standards on its young performers. Here's a look at Zendaya's rocky relationship with Disney. Before we move on, don't forget to drop a like. If you're new here, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon to turn on post notifications. The story of Disney Channel stars submitting to the network's outrageously tight regulations is as ancient as time. Primarily, this manifests as an exaggerated, almost antiseptic degree of squeaky cleanness. See the Jonas Brothers' purity rings and Vanessa Hudgens' high school musical employment nearly being lost over nude images. Zendaya was also confronted with the same beast. According to Vogue, the actress and her father moved to Hollywood in 2010. She didn't feel pressured to accept roles she didn't want because she wasn't motivated by money, but when she was cast in Shake It Up with co-star Bella Thorne, she sought to develop a Disney girl persona. Thorne has already admitted to raising her voice level during interviews to fit into Disney's image. Zendaya had a similar experience, although her willingness to adapt was short-lived. Slowly, I understood I made a mistake. When I'm Zendaya, people think I'm cool, she told Vogue about it. Finally, the actress learned how to say no, which is a problematic order when you're up against what could be Hollywood's most powerful organization. A lot of people are unaware of their power, Zendaya continued. I have so many friends that say yes to everything or feel powerless in a circumstance. No, you have the power. Zendaya's career tore her family apart when she was starting in Hollywood, if only physically. The actress was fortunate to have incredible supportive friends who battled for their daughter's goals, even though separating from their family. Zendaya said in an interview with Glamour that her father, a teacher, abandoned his job to support her acting career. They drove back and forth from Oakland to Los Angeles for auditions when she was in middle school. To make ends meet and pay for all of their excursions, her mother took on 2 jobs. She worked as a teacher and a staff member at the California Shakespeare Theater, which kept her in the Bay Area. Zendaya was forced to leave her mother behind when she earned her part on Shake It Up and had to relocate to Hollywood for a more extended time. Zendaya told Glamour, I got my first job on the Disney Channel when I was 13, and it was just my dad in an apartment in downtown LA and me. Because I was dealing with all of the important girl times, it was quite challenging. He didn't know what to do when I got my period, I recall. It was a strange period of change. Bella Thorne and Zendaya are undeniably great friends. Even 10 years after they first met on Shake It Up, the Euphoria actress is still a staunch supporter of her former co-star. This was never more clear than during Thorne's nude photo incident in 2019, according to HuffPost. Zendaya said to have texted her, just a gentle reminder that you're lovely both inside and out, and I'm very proud of you since you're a light. They weren't always as connected as they are today, like gift your BFF a nacho truck for her birthday type of close. Thorne criticized Disney for their rough start in an interview with J14, stating the network pushed them against each other. Zendaya and I were forced to compete against each other, which made the first season of the show quite unpleasant for us, Thorne stated. We wanted to love one another, but we were always pitted against one another. Who's good at this? And who's good at that? Were the questions. During the second season, the couple understood what was going on and worked it out, proving that neither actress was the kind to allow the Disney Channel to get the best of them. Zendaya became her best friend at that point, according to Thorne. Zendaya was concerned about her education as the daughter of 2 teachers, but joining a Disney series meant she'd have to work double shifts to keep up with her non-famous peers. Most teenagers do not work on set all day. Instead, they work for a few hours after school. Even though Zendaya's plate was overflowing, she was not about to cut shortcuts. In a Glamour interview, the actress admitted that some peers would cheat their way through online lessons. She explained, "They just search up the answers and write them in. To me, that's insane." On the other hand, her mother became her educational advocate, submitting letters to Disney's lawyers to justify her need for a specific teacher. This was a person who was eager to work with Zendaya wherever she went on press tours, in hotel rooms, while traveling by car, aircraft, or train, and so on, and she took a strict love approach. "I'm in my hotel room. Are you tired?" she'd ask. "I don't give a damn," says the narrator. Zendaya expressed herself, "I recall watching Dancing with the Stars and falling asleep while reading a book. I'd never been so exhausted in my life. There's no such thing as downtime. But she stayed by my side and saw to it that I got what I needed." Zendaya has long advocated for diversity, which is why she wore dreadlocks at the 2015 Academy Awards. That was the same year that Casey Undercover debuted, and it looked like a bold statement coming from a star on a network known more for its bizarre usage of hair extensions than from showing people of color. Giuliana Rancic's now famous Fashion Police remarks served to emphasize this. Because of her haircut, Zendaya must have smelled like patchouli oil or weed, according to the TV host. Zendaya said in an interview with Vogue that after hearing the comments, she went to her room to collect her thoughts, then penned a scathing but true statement on Instagram condemning Rancic for propagating harmful stereotypes. "I'll have you know," she said, "that my father, brother, best childhood buddy, and tiny cousins all have locks. Without the support of uneducated people who prefer to criticize others based on the curl of their hair, there's already harsh criticism of African American hair in society. My decision to wear my locks on the red carpet at the Academy Awards was to highlight them in a positive light and to tell people of color that our hair is good enough." Of course, Rancic issued a public apology, which Zendaya graciously accepted, but the harm had already been done. Kelly Osbourne left Fashion Police a few days later, according to the Washington Post, and the show was briefly taken from the network, according to the Wrap. Zendaya knows her way around the press as a former child star. In her 10-year Disney career, the actress has been through a slew of photo shoots. She knows what to expect, which may explain why she seemed unconcerned with W's apparent cover mistake. That wasn't the first time something had occurred. The Euphoria star revealed in an interview with Cosmopolitan that she'd experienced some on-set with people being racially insensitive episodes in the past, including an exchange with her publicist. "On a photo shoot, I didn't like my hair and makeup," Zendaya admitted. "You should simply be delighted with it," my publicist said. "They haven't had a black female on the cover in forever. She's no longer working for me as a PR." Zendaya confessed in the same interview that her lighter skin offers her more advantages than her darker sisters and brothers, and that she has a duty to be a voice for the wonderful colors my people come in. In other words, she won't be silenced, especially since Hollywood casting directors still have a hard time categorizing mixed-race actors. Zendaya had difficulty breaking out of her shell and establishing herself as an adult actress with essential roles. It's something she's been dealing with since leaving the network. Even now, some of her most well-known jobs are still technically Disney-related, such as her appearance in The Greatest Showman or her co-starring role as Michelle in Marvel's Spider-Man films with Tom Holland. "Having a Disney past might make it harder for people to take you seriously," she told Glamour in 2017, "so I have to pick the proper projects, make sure I do the right things, and take my time." Zendaya took a risk in 2019 that seemed to kickstart this new chapter of her career. It didn't separate her from her Disney star image. She was cast in HBO's edgy teen drama Euphoria as Rue. "The corny stuff still gets to me. It's fine," the New York Times quoted Zendaya as saying, "I feel like I can do Euphoria but still have a life outside of it where I can watch family movies and have fun." Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell.